Doodaloo Loves Sans was an animator and artist who frequently posted on YouTube, with their first video being in early 2017. They gained a large following and became a prominent figure in the animation meme community and the Undertale fandom, as they used to post content involving them being a Sans fangirl. In 2020, they would post a video addressing that they would change their name to Synnibear03. During that time, there was another YouTuber who was prominent in those communities going by the name of Birdie. Unlike Synnibear, they were often faced with controversy from 2017 to 2020 until they later disappeared up until late 2023 to early 2024. They revealed that they had not only addressed a lot of the former controversy, revealing their side of the story, but they also had to leave the home of their abusive parents and was homeless for a while, having had to move in with Synni. Things were pretty decent for a while, and drama was much more silent in terms of those two, as they were now both adults and were getting into controversy that they were actually able to address and handle, due to Birdie being 20 and Synni being 21. And then it came out that Synni groomed a fucking 14-year-old. Yeah, you heard me right on that. Someone had released a document detailing the fact that Synni had not only talked explicitly with them, often sharing her sexual desires and NSFW artwork to them, but she acknowledged the fact that they were 14. She knew they were 14 years old and still talked like that to them. She still shared explicit content with them and expected them to talk about it back too. And this isn't even the only thing Synni has done. According to Birdie's video on the situation, he apparently talked about a time where she had sexually assaulted him in a previous video, and when he did, she went on to Discord throwing all sorts of verbal abuse and stuff. And this still isn't the end of it all. This one victim wasn't even the only person she did this to. There was a 17-year-old who she had not only talked to inappropriately, but she had also sent a very disturbing and explicit comic to them. You might be wondering what the comic was. It was a detailed comic that Synni drew of Birdie raping her. And keep in mind, Birdie didn't know about it until a while later, because in his words, Synni was purposely hiding these things from him. Synni was possibly even hiding all sorts of things from her audience, her friends, possibly even everyone. And now Birdie has an emergency GoFundMe so that they can get out of there as quick as possible, and they can't just leave their other stuff there, like their pets, because who knows what danger they will be in when left with Synni. And excuse me for getting personal here, but this situation pisses me off. It makes me feel hurt, betrayed, even though Synni doesn't even know me, and you know why? I used to look up to Synni. I used to be a fan of her as a child. She was the very reason why I'd even decided to animate or start animation in the first place. To improve on my art, to want to post it on YouTube and other social media. She was my biggest influence of that time because I was a fan of both animation memes and Undertale, and she was prominent in both. She was my biggest influence, and because of that, I looked up to her. I idolized her. I saw her as a person who I would one day thank for being the start of my journey in animation. I treated her like a good person. And you know what she did? She dug herself the deepest hole, a hole she can't climb out of, hitting rock bottom. She can't get any deeper, but she also can't just climb back out and expect to not be pushed back in. Because she is not a good person. In fact, I'd go far as to say she's a horrible person, that she's evil, maybe. I feel like everything I did from her influence was all for nothing, because everything, and I mean everything, she's contributed to the art community has just been thrown away and spat on by herself. Because she decided to have no self-control, no logical thinking, and to groom a 14-year-old along with God knows how many others she's done this to. She did this to herself, and she's the only one to blame. I hope her victims get the closure they deserve, and that Birdie can get the funds he needs. If you want to support it, I've got the link to it in the description. He needs the support he can get. I'd like to thank the people who supported me as well, as I didn't think I was going to make a video addressing this at all, especially since it is a lot more serious than my other stuff. Oh yeah, and also while I was making this, Synni made a response video, and it's safe to say that it wasn't very well received. But I hope you all enjoyed it. Again, please give Birdie the support if you can, and goodbye.